Human beings are inherently driven to evolve, which means that no matter what we have, it will never feel like enough. If money can buy things, then people will relentlessly pursue it, regardless of the lengths they have to go to obtain it. Interestingly, it doesn't matter what we accumulate during our mortal lives, but rather what we consume during our temporary existence. In a previous blog titled $5, I discussed how politics within social groups can devalue individuals, leading them to believe in their own insignificance. This belief makes it easier for groups to exert control over individuals. When you buy into this political narrative, you lose your individual power and value to your social groups. The fear of having no money can drive individuals to commit crimes against their fellow humans, or even to worship God. Though these actions are opposite, the driving force behind both is individual insecurity. Social crimes, from robberies to prostitution to murder, are committed out of personal insecurities. Similarly, the development and display of weapons of mass destruction are rooted in our collective insecurities. On national days, many nations proudly display their weapons to impress or intimidate others, using this as a political tactic. Our social, political, and religious education often emphasizes individual insignificance and collective strength. Political groups demand more from individuals, yet this contradicts the message that strength lies in numbers. This kind of political education and the accumulation of weapons are linked to collective insecurities. If we continue this way, we are following traditional methods of securing ourselves, which are tied to our animalistic and non-spiritual sides. Historically, religious wars have been driven by insecurity and the politics of survival. Traditions that favor having more wives and children, regardless of resources, are also politically motivated contributions to groups with higher numbers, again tied to insecurities. Why do even our religions have insecurities? If they claim that God is with them, why do they impose strict and harsh punishments for even minor social crimes? These punishments are about control. While social control is necessary, if we truly believe in God's will, what message does strict social control send? It implies that humans have all the control and are solely responsible for their actions, which contradicts the concept of God's will. If everyone is totally responsible for their actions, including accidents and natural disasters, where does God's will fit in? The purpose of a belief system is to help individuals with insecurities so they can live a comfortable mortal life. Strict punishments are about total control, which suggests a lack of belief in God. Total belief in God is uncommon in most human societies, regardless of religion. Harsh punishments, even the death penalty, are often associated with religious societies. If you believe in you do the crime, you pay the fine, it has its merits, but today's evolving times are changing everything. Past crimes are no longer the crimes, and harsh punishments are increasingly seen as crimes themselves because we're learning to prioritize individual human rights. Strength in numbers remains popular, but we are learning not to do to others what we wouldn't want done to ourselves. Humanity may be losing the politics of religion, but spirituality lives on in all human societies. When you get a job, you get paid for your work. This reciprocal relationship is a game we all play, but we often forget to be thankful for being alive, which is beyond our control due to our mortality. I believe in reciprocation and evolution. We need to change with time and use compassion, which is often preached but not always followed by religions. Religions have merits, particularly in their spiritual aspects. Spirituality has been traded for the politics of belonging, both individually and collectively. In essence, God has been traded for security, and individuals have given their power to social groups. These groups use God's name to make individuals feel inferior and easier to control. Who Flipbeat My Triangle is based on the idea that the individual is important and not inferior or superior. This makes individuals significant, which is something governing bodies may not like. As long as we are influenced by the politics of our social groups, we will always feel insecure. This need for security leads to the formation of groups, which brings about politics, bigotry, prejudice, and racism. Religions have value because they have been around for thousands of years. Humans will always have insecurities because of mortality and will always want more. This is why God has been, is, and will continue to be consistent, regardless of our education and evolution, unless we all suddenly become secure in our own skin. Insecurities are consistent, whether you believe in God or not. The proof lies in the existence of guns and weapons of mass destruction on one hand, and more worship than personal effort on the other. A mortal human will always live with some form of insecurity unless we all have a spiritual belief system that helps us surpass the boundaries of political religions or nationalism. A reasonable plan allows individuals to live a mortal life regardless of the years. A belief system centered around God can be spiritually healthy. Letting go of control is not easy, especially when religions tell you to believe in God and take total control, or else you will be punished or even killed for your actions. You can personally and individually elevate your mortal life above politically controlling religious traditions, customs, and rules by connecting directly to God through personal reciprocation. Choose to put calm back into your passion, which has been separated by the politics of belonging even within religions. Do all the good things preached by the spiritual side of religions. This alone has the potential to bring peace and unity to humanity, something we have longed for thousands of years. If you can separate the politics of belonging from your belief system, regardless of your religion, you will be able to live comfortably with inner peace in your mortal skin. Your life is your personal project. God made you the chief executive officer of your life by blessing you with the power of free will. You are in charge of every aspect of your mortal life. If you deeply believe in this, you will set yourself free and self-regulate. You don't need a carrot and stick philosophy to be controlled like animals. You don't have to fear hell or worship out of greed for heaven or more security and material possessions in this life. If you understand reciprocation, you are doing your job and cannot be punished. If you are told you have to follow strict rules and be a puppet, it has nothing to do with spirituality. It's all politics, because your social groups need to control individuals for political purposes. From God, it's pure reciprocation and spirituality, nothing else. Without human beings, God is like a ghost town. No one is there to take care of it or give it value. If you are working and helping other human beings, you are reciprocating with God. From cleaner to astronaut and everything in between, regardless of religious opinions, it is all reciprocation to God. An evolved and strong individual is better at reciprocating with God than a cave dweller. Our past and present politics want us to grow collectively, but not individually, which is why oppressive governing systems and religions have been around for so long. These days, things are changing rapidly, especially with the internet and instant news. Humanity is at a crossroads and is forced to work together. Extremists and conservatives are fighting for their survival. Protectionism is common, but the majority of humanity has become tolerant and accepts equal human rights for all. We are able to live together regardless of our differences in evolved societies. Religious extremism is not related to spirituality, it's politically driven. The spiritual side of religions and most human societies call for compassion, forgiveness, love, and tolerance. Politically driven religious groups rob religion and nations of spirituality and lead them to commit spiritual crimes in the name of God. In Islam, it is said that killing even one innocent person is equal to killing all of humanity. How many innocent lives have been taken by extreme religious wars? How many humanities have been killed in the name of politics? This is a harsh price for any individual to pay for membership in social groups. Every killer should ask this question before joining and going to extremes in the name of the group they choose to follow. One must take charge and own their God-given free will.